Wow, in the past 2 days, gold has rallied more than $130. And then some of the news coming out. I mean, the Fed, there was one article I was reading where they were talking about the Fed could expand its balance sheet to over 10 trillion. It currently stands at about 3.5 or 3.7 trillion, something like that. And they are just creating currency willy-nilly. They've opened up all of these new programs. There's more acronyms than I can list. The alphabet soup of acronyms that is coming at us is amazing. And here is the evil part. They call this stimulus by doing asset purchases. So they're counterfeiting currency and buying stuff. For instance, you know, they hold a tremendous amount of mortgage-backed securities. Therefore, the Fed is the largest owner of real estate in the world. The number of the mortgages that they hold, basically, the liens on property, is in the trillions of dollars. And they did this by counterfeiting currency into existence. This is just so immoral. And now the companies that did all of these buybacks of their own stock positions during the past several years are lining up for bailouts that correspond to roughly the amount of the stock buybacks. So they didn't spend that capital on growing the economy and growing their business. They spent it by just artificially inflating their stock by buying back shares of stock. So on the radar, we've got basically a crypto dollar coming. There's a bill in Congress now. I think they've withdrawn the portion where they were going to establish a digital dollar with digital dollar wallets. But you need to watch episode 8 of Hidden Secrets of Money to understand how blockchain technology can either free us or enslave us. It's very, very important. And this is happening right now. So regardless of what you think of it, it's time to learn about it. All of us need to learn what's going on, and then we can develop our own opinions. But for me, I don't want digital currency where where the Fed, first of all, the IRS, they can take their taxes from you as you're making the currency. They just rip it out of there. And then the government can track everything you're doing. They know every purchase. They can follow you everywhere. They know where you are. And then the central banks can take interest rates way negative, which punishes you for saving any currency. It causes you to spend it. What they're trying to do is gain control over the velocity of currency, how quickly currency changes hands in a year. So, the chart of the day. This is Real Estate Investment Trusts. It's the Canadian, it's Vanguard Canadian Fund for Real Estate Investment Trusts. And this goes back to 2013, and what you're seeing is that it's setting all-time record lows since its inception. In 2012, actually, is when it started, but its low was in 2013. So, I mean, look at that chart just falling off a cliff. This is the beginning of all of the real estate bubbles globally. And believe me, China has a huge real estate bubble. I mean, I was there and did some filming in China with all of the construction that was going on in the ghost cities and so on. And that is all falling apart. So this, the economic collapse is accelerating, and this is an economic collapse. I want to welcome the 2,238 new subscribers, and remember to hit that notification bell when you subscribe. Some viewer feedback. Bridge rectifier. Now this is interesting. A bridge rectifier, you know, I used to be an electronics engineer. Years ago, I made some very, very high-end stereo equipment. My equipment is in the Queen Victoria Prince Albert Museum in England. They selected me out of just 5 artists from around the world to represent modern design in the 20th century when they opened their 20th century design wing. And my amplifiers and preamps are in there. And you use a bridge rectifier in the power supply. Anyway, as Dave Morgan has said for a long time, 90% of the move comes in the last 10% of the time. This is now. I couldn't agree more. you are about to see some fireworks in precious metals. I mean, I'll show you some charts in some upcoming videos, but the move that we've had so far is it's about 2.5 times more stretched out in time and 1.3 times greater in amplitude than the bull market of the 70s, which was spectacular. I mean, the bull market of the 70s, gold went up 24 times its price, and silver rose actually 41 times, depending on which high you pick, somewhere between 36 and 41 times its initial price. And things are really, really happening right now, really on the move. Outlast Productions says, wrong. I fact-checked you on the quote of the day, and you're way off. If anyone cares, here's the real quote of the day. The 2008 financial crisis was just a speed bump on the way to the main event. Mike Maloney. Well, you know, I expected this to be falling apart already by now, and I'm amazed that they were able to just blow the bubbles bigger, and every time a pinhole would open up, they would slap a Band-Aid on it and keep blowing air into it. They created this bubble so big, but everything that is happening was destined to happen. It had to happen. Coronavirus is just speeding things up and making it much, much worse. Shutting down the global economy, the way this is happening, could lead to just financial Armageddon. We have no idea. Over the weekend, we posted The Great Deflation, which was an interview with Harry Dent. And I highly suggest watching this. One person said that, liberate. I love that, liberate. Yes, here we are 5 years later, and every word of it is happening. I'd actually been listening to it for about 25 minutes before I realized it was an old video. I honestly thought they were talking about what was happening right now. So please go and watch this video. It's long, but it's going to arm you with some information that you're going to need to prepare for everything that's coming at us right now. And it's changing so fast that, I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around. And the more informed you are, the better you will make it through this crisis. Victor, I'm not good at pronouncing French names, so I'm sorry, Victor. Mike, can you recommend us some books about the Great Depression or material to learn about as much as possible in a video? Thanks. You know, I did a video on some of the books of my whole library collection. It's on there. All you have to do is go into the YouTube search bar and type in bookshelf or book collection Mike Maloney, and you'll see my video about all of the books that I've read to get prepared on this. And like, for instance, when it came to the Great Depression, the three main books that I read was Murray Rothbard's America's Great Depression. So here you have an Austrian point of view. And he basically talked about the inflationary run-up of the Roaring '20s, all caused by the Federal Reserve, causing first a real estate bubble nationwide. There was a real estate bubble, and it peaked in Florida. And then when it popped in about 1926, 27, and then the stock market bubble kept on running. And I've got a great piece on that coming up where I'm going to read the piece of the Roaring '20s and the stock market crash that was cut from my first book. Anyway, so Murray Rothbard's America's Great Depression, Milton Friedman's Monetary History of the United States from 1863 to 1960. And then, if you really want a migraine headache, I had to read Ben Bernanke's Essays on the Great Depression, and it is an awful book. And so I've got a monetarist, an Austrian, and a Keynesian point of view, and then I circled all these quotes in them, had my assistant type them all up, put them in a timeline so that I put all of the different quotes from the different books together, along with probably more than 100 different websites, several hundred, I would say, and many, many other books on the topic, short books that I sort of skimmed through. And that was just to write, a few dozen pages that ended up getting cut from my book. So I'm going to release some of those soon. But if you Google that, you'll see that, Silver and Gold Books Part 1, Mike Maloney, and I take you through my library and show you some of this. Now, when it came to writing about the Weimar hyperinflation, that was a stack of books like, I don't know, it was 18 inches or maybe 2 feet high that we went through, me and my researchers. Anyway, get prepared. It takes a lot of study. I've tried to condense a lot of things for you. So the quote of the day, but again, first, go and get my book, because all of the questions that I'm being asked are really in that book. And, I should read you a little bit of the end of that book right now, because it's very pertinent today. In 2015, I got to update this book. And the 30 to 40 year world monetary system cycle. And this is something that when I was writing this book, I accidentally discovered something amazing. I put every stock market crash and economic crisis I could identify into spreadsheets looking for cycles, and something astounding leapt out at me. I tried to do further research on it, but nobody to that date had written on the topic. I had discovered that every 30 to 40 years, the world has an entirely new monetary system, and I've been lecturing about it ever since. So a lot of people are calling the thing that's coming up the monetary reset. I was calling it the death of the global dollar standard. And we're entering, this crash, and then the global printing of currency is going to cause this huge convulsion. And I think Jim Rickard is right when he says that we're probably going to have chaos first. I believe that's in episode 2 of Hidden Secrets of Money. We interviewed Jim, and there's several different avenues that could be taken, but the U.S. is not going to want to give up this privilege, and I think you may see this monetary chaos. There was the classical gold standard before World War I, the gold exchange standard between the wars, the Bretton Woods system from World War II to 1971, and the global dollar standard from 71 to today. The reason there have been so many monetary systems is that they are all man-made and not a product of the free market. Because they cannot possibly account for all of the forces in the free market, they build up imbalances and pressures, develop stress cracks, and then implode. And that's what we're going through right now, is all of the stress cracks of this phony baloney monetary system and all of this credit creation out of thin air, currency creation. While they are in the process of imploding, there is always an emergency meeting of the Treasury Secretaries, Finance Ministers, and economists to hash out a new world monetary system. There was the Genoa Conference of 1922, the Bretton Woods Conference of 1944, and the Smithsonian Agreement of 1971. All of the economic crises, market crashes, and upheavals since the year 2000 are just the symptoms of an aging global monetary system that is about to implode. Before the end of this decade, the Japanese yen or the euro or the US dollar will start to collapse, and that will threaten the other fiat currencies, which could start falling like dominoes. Mark my words, there will soon be an emergency meeting of the G20 finance ministers, or something like that, to hash out a new world monetary system. It will just be history repeating. But, just like before, it will be repeating with a twist, only this time the twists will be huge. We stand atop a massive bubble created by Alan Greenspan and Ben Bernanke's reckless and completely unprecedented economic meddling, and are now staring into a deflationary abyss. This was my 2015 update, by the way. Deflationary abyss. I look back at all of the economic crossroads and wonder about all of the ifs. If only Alan Greenspan hadn't created the NASDAQ bubble by meddling with bank liquidity, there wouldn't have been a crash in 2000. If only he had allowed the crash to continue until it was done and allowed the free market to clear out the excesses and imbalances by just letting it work, we would have had a healthy recovery. If only he hadn't goosed the economy and kept interest rates artificially low, creating the real estate bubble. If only Ben Bernanke had not committed the biggest economic crime in history when the real estate bubble popped by meddling with the currency supply so much that it has created the greatest wealth transfer in human history thus far, from the middle class to the super rich on Wall Street, the Wall Street elite. This was the single greatest theft in history, but that's nothing compared to the wealth transfer that is yet to come. I will continue this in another video. So, the quote of the day: the illusion of freedom will continue as long as it is profitable to continue the illusion. At that point, where the illusion becomes too expensive to maintain, they will just take down the scenery, they will pull back the curtains, they will move the chairs and the tables out of the way, and you will see the brick wall at the back of the theater. Thank you, Frank Zappa, and thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.